Excellent. Nobody hears anything. Now's your chance, Saf.
Gotta reset it. That's all. You have a good night. Um, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fans of Link the Past Randomizer. We are in week one of League, which means we have co-op AD. My name is Zafikel. I am joined tonight by someone with even a much more delightful voice than me, Mind DM. Mind DM, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Hey, Zaf. I'm doing pretty good. Week one has been a lot of fun. We are coming up on the last day and change of it, and we've got an open league matchup for you this evening. This is Game 2 between Crystal Roller Crew, represented in this case by IB Karma and Armalex, versus Midna's Malevolence, featuring Masakuni and Professor Pixie. This is co-op info share, all dungeons, so our runners are going to have to complete absolutely everything. Karma and Arm are in one voice chat, Pixie and Masakuni are in another. They're going to communicate amongst themselves. They're going to figure out where all the items are so that they can beat every single dungeon in the game and then kill the pig just as fast as they possibly can.
Last time, Crystal Roller Crew got a slight edge, and they managed to beat out Midnight's Malevolence. I'm not biased. I'm not the third member. I am the third member. However, it was close, and kind of can't wait to see. These games have been particularly interesting, right? Because I think, unlike the sort of normal, the way you kind of play the game, you get to do a lot more. You get to kind of deal with low percent situations, and you just kind of get to see and like push the extremes of this. Um, Start out nothing too crazy, nothing too interesting. Saw Pendant Eastern Palace, Crystal Hera, and that's all, and we're off. So
Well, we're almost all off. Okay, here goes Karma.
my teammate.
It's probably just a difference in delay, and we'll get everything synced up in post. It'll be fine. He
It'll
didn't
be fine.
actually start 25 seconds after everybody else.
Ooh. It's fine. Everything's fine. We did get 300 rupees in Sank. Tier 1 tree pool. Also money. Really nice. And this is one of those things about co-op, your resource management, because, early game, you're not going to be opening every chest. You're going to tell your teammate, hey, I've got something useful here. I've got something nice there. You're going to be skipping hard pieces occasionally. The 20 rupees, a little bit that adds up.
And then you get things like tree poles or hoarders that have 20s, and you call those out because that way you don't have to worry about where did I find that 50 and the hundo and a couple of 20s so that my partner can check Zora because it's got a glove we need.
Or in this case, Lumberjack is a glove that we need.
Now, I super don't hate that. I
Right.
co-op AD, I love it when the seed forces me to do a relatively early Aga play because I'm the kind of goldfish brain who will absolutely forget at the end of the seed after beating Aga 2 and drop right in on Ganon and he'll say, I cannot die until you complete your gold, dingus. And I go, well, that's kind of terrible, isn't it?
It's also nice too because it lets you do a little bit more fun things with the save and quit being right square back on top of the pyramid, everything else. But yeah, like if you didn't already accidentally forget with the sort of menagerie of league modes, like you have to kill Aga 1, we're gonna be doing anyway this seed. So it works out. Everything's fine.
And it can also be one of those kinds of plays where if you do find the other glove and the hammer along with the moon pearl and you've got regular Dark World access on one player and you need a convenient way to split up, well, if you have to do Aga anyway, and it kind of puts you in a more convenient spot for some of the checks.
Yeah. So Pixie also finding another hoard of money down by the dam. Sort of an interesting route because again, like no bombs right now, so they were kind of forced just to save and quit. But again, they're gonna have money. They're gonna walk over to the shop, get bombs, probably like hike over to Eastern, and just get things rolling. We also see Arm and Masakuni basically like high-fiving at different points in CAC, which, that's one of your favorite spots if you get to route this way, usually in AD, because with what, let's say 15 plus checks, you're bound to find something.
Usually.
Usually.
Usually. Every once in a while, you'll run into that seed where one of the players goes through Kakariko Village and says, just don't come here.
Yeah. Just a bunch of 20s, couple arrows, everything else. Moon Pearl, by the way, on Saha, Green Pen Swamp Palace. So, you know, again, not that really the pendants and crystals matter too much. I mean, they do, obviously, depending on what they are. Your final assortment of items for GT mode changes and how fast you get to rush to that matters, but
Alright, so Honda is going with the early dive of Eastern Palace here. It's one of those things where it's fine, you kind of hope to be able to put it off, but then, there are only so many screw-on locations, and we're starting to run a little low.
yeah, and in this case, you know, buying time, because at this point with how, you know, they've routed, we've already found a glove, we've already found some things over in Cafe where the Moon Pearl is. Like, at this point, it's like, alright, let's narrow it down. You know, in this case, I think this will push Arm down to South Shore, or we'll let more money get everything else back of Sang. So,
Yeah,
you don't...
back to saying a good play. You want to go ahead and get that out of the way early. You've already found one glove. You know where the other one is. So, yeah, just know if part of your puzzle is sitting here so that you can say, hey, make sure you do CAC early. Come get this thing. And go along your road may.
There's one part of our Aga puzzle. It's missing a couple other things. Or really any puzzle, right? Like, we see the Aga puzzle again. We know we're going to have to do it, and probably in general. You know, we're one item away from just Dark World access, so... But the sooner we get that, the better, just because 2 gloves better than 1 glove. A little bit more mobility, just convenience.
Looks like Karma has 2 items here. Going to go ahead and brave the dark on 3 hearts green mail. This should be interesting.
This'll be fine. This has never turned out poorly for him, or for anyone.
Then, with Pixie having that lamp already, we know that whatever's here could be logical. Now, it could be a dungeon item.
He looks fine. Everything's fine. I'm not panicking. He's not panicking.
It's fine, you're on a heart and a half.
Yeah. No big deal.
Looks like Masakuni's getting down onto South Shore now, going to follow up on those checks that Pixie's done. Pixie, it would assume we're heading for the village, going to grab that glove, and probably the mail upgrade. It's tough to turn down a mail upgrade in co-op unless it's really out of the way.
And that is a really good point. Again, like we've talked about knowledge share. Sometimes all those really convenient items as well. It's like, oh, that mail. Oh yeah, it's sitting in Spike Cave. Can't get it. By the way, my DM, how is a winner of one of these things decided?
Alright, so the winner of the co-op weeks is based on average finish time. So you can run into interesting looking situations where 1-4 beats 2-3 or vice versa, just depending on what their actual finish times are.
Yes, one of those things where, like, usually the seconds don't necessarily add up, but it's one of those things where, you know, you don't necessarily want to take, depending on how fast things are going, the extra 5, 10, 15 seconds, you kind of have to push your boundaries a little bit more.
And some of these can get really dangerously fast. There was an open league match earlier today where the winning times, I believe, were in the 1 hour and 15-minute range.
Mm-hmm.
But most of these, in fairness, tend to land more in the high 120s to low 130s. but you can run into the absolute jet seed every once in a while, and then all bets are off because you're very likely doing fairly low percent everything. Pixie heading up the mountain for the old man rescue here.
See, actually, between all runners, I feel like we're getting close to either this and then Spec Rock, or whatever Arm finds down here. Just because we're getting down to the dregs, and we have a whole lot of nothing so far.
That was a really fancy double bomb strat by Arm, by the way.
Love it.
Cabbage is not playing nice. Pixie gonna go for the refill. Absolutely the right call.
Give the old man a kiss. Get some health. Get some love. Climb again and pray the cabbages are nice to you.
A nice bottle on top of Spec Rock. It's got blue potion in it, but no mirror yet, and that's a heart container up there. So I think we're looking at Zelda's Cell, or maybe Dark Cross potentially, as the answer to the question, what does this seed actually want us to do? Oh, and Zora? Zora's
Zora,
the thing that
yeah.
exists.
Yeah, this will probably, and again, they've probably thought about it, and both players, or actually all players on all teams have, all players on all teams actually have Zora money in case this is the answer, so not really worried about that because we are sort of flush with, apologies, I've forgotten how many pots Arm hit it with, just what we need in case this is the answer, which is kind of looking like it, so...
And I'm kind of expecting to see either the mirror or more likely the hook shot come out of this because, oh my, we have... Right now, I don't think we really have enough checks to get into the Dark World.
Yeah,
unless it's the hammer.
Unless it's the hammer on Zora.
Hammer on Zora would do the trick.
Yeah, or for something particularly devilish, something like a book, because we also haven't seen, I think, anyone hoof it over the Agina area as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, just a couple more things, get us in the desert, get us potentially seeing the old man over there. Thank our trackers again. By the way, thank you to our trackers today doing the hard work. So mind damn, and I don't have to because at least on my side, not exactly rocking too many brain cells. Lana and Pi, thank you so much for helping us out on that. As they said again, Gina was checked, so we're about to get our new information here momentarily.
All right, Zaf, what did we forget?
The hammer that Arm just pulled out of Dark Claws.
Okay, that's right. There was...
There it is.
But when he saved and quit from the cell, I kind of checked that off as, oh, he must know the map is there. And yeah, well, that checks out.
Yeah, no, he did that with precisely 0 bombs left. And the dregs really wishing he'd had something. But yeah, now he's headed off to get his Moon Pearl. And I guess probably just between the two of them, save and quit, figure out, because Karma still needs to get his glove as well, so. Yeah, just love the dregs of the seed like this. Which, luckily, Pixie will not have the same woes here. Just because, luckily, when she death warps, much more easily done.
And also has the lamp, so
Also
the
has a lamp,
actual
yeah.
traversal to the hammer is going to be substantially less problematic. I guess when you have to come over to Saha's closet anyway, starting at 5 does make some sense.
Does make some sense. Can't wait to get the map check to see what god-awful things we have going on here. I mean, this is fine, again, for a number of reasons. Of course, from my perspective, I really wish ARM would have taken the time to go and get the lamp, just because, I mean, he's a cross-keys player. I'm not really concerned about him being able to navigate dark rooms, everything else. Just low hearts, Kadangos in the dark. It is what it is, but he should be fine. Both teams about to converge on the solution anyway. She's running back up to get this hammer now, so Masakuni about with the reveal to be like, yep, Eastern ain't it. So whatever you're about to find.
And Pod is bow-locked. That is the Bombos medallion in shooter
Yep.
room.
Yeah, this is definitely a aggressive rush to pod. So ARM can mimic clip. I don't think this is really a big deal, but at the same time, and and getting the information, getting everything else, but I feel like there's probably, well, I don't know. I mean, again, we're sort of definitely at a lack of items, so finding anything here, trying to get something out of the back could always be nice. ARM don't make me look like a doofus on comms. Hey, there's a sword! Oof.
Yeah, imagine finding one of those.
Oh, 5-6 look to be Pod TR with Skullwoods as our other pendant, so nothing really cutesy that we're probably going to be diving for in GT. Like when we hit GT, we're just gonna go look for the big key and go, so. Of course, that being said, as we're aware, in case you're joining us a couple minutes late, we do have a glove on Lumberjack Ledge, so, we're still going to be basically peeking every single thing to try and find these bloody boots. And swords, or a cape, or something.
A cape, or something. Yeah. Just access.
Yeah. Something to do the thing. Well, pod with stuff. 2 medallions so far. Smiley face.
Well, that's what Pod does. It's just a medallion repository, right?
It's just a place for items, no big deal. Sometimes progression. Insert your favorite meme dungeon thing here.
And it's one of those dungeons, because it has so many items in it, it has the potential to just be absolutely loaded with nonsense.
See, I know my teammates a little bit. I can say they're going to tend to be much more thorough. So Arm going over to Pod, going to be saving, quitting out the back. So Karma's like, all right, I'm going to cover anyway. Just go from hype up to pure middle edge catfish. So now, while Arm still kind of mucks about in the dark, Karma will get sort of a second pass over to Boo area. But again, we've really still not found a whole lot of anything.
No, Masakuni's already working on Vu area,
Yeah.
and so far we're not really writing home about anything at all. Okay, scratch that. Now we're writing home about the boots.
Like that. Love that.
Looks like CRC is going to put those off for just a moment. I can't imagine that it's going to be terrible. Well, I say that. And then Karma makes this right-hand turn and starts heading north and going up the mountain, and Karma, of course, is just lounging around in the front of Skull Woods. It's still not going to take all that long to find the boots, but...
He'll get there eventually. Just don't go into Thieves before digging everything out. You know.
Well, if you're coming down from Skull Woods, you're going right past Sea House anyway. It's fine. You probably don't skip it in those circumstances. All right, and those flippers are pretty decent.
Swimmy toes. We like those. So I wonder if Masakuni here actually takes the Death Warp out and gets heads down the Hype Cave, because one, love boots a lot less when I don't have a sword, but no.
True. And this place got some guts to it, because we're talking about a 4-heart blue male back of Thieves Town with an upcoming Hammer Blind fight, unless there's a swingy what comes out of the back of Thieves.
Yeah. And depending on your comfort level, 4-heart Hammer Blind, not really in something that I've spent a lot of time on. Usually like doing that with many, many more hearts. Literally no one relying on me to get that information, so...
Yeah, that's really some inverted style nonsense. And like inverted, no keys, no inversion, no, it's just, this is straight up inverted high, 4 hearts. You happened to pick up blue mail, you've got a hammer, here, have fun. Your required progression is on blind, LOL.
Yep. So, some just fun multi-world nonsense that you and I might have subjected ourselves to a couple times this past year.
Yeah, might have happened.
Might have happened once. Ooh, Pixie, be careful. Woo. Yeah, and with this particular, I think this
is a mistake. Even if you're not intending to fight the boss, this is an unforced error by Masakuni.
Yeah. And that kind of seems like one of those accidental things Matsukuni might have heard flippers, and then, in the moment...
You're trying not to take 2 hearts of damage from Cricket, and you're hearing your co-op partner call out a major progression item that you're going to have to go collect, and you're marking it on your tracker so that you don't have to worry about it later, and yeah.
Yeah, and you've already got the heebies and or jeebies from, like you said, being 4 hearts in a sea with boots and no sword, so...
Okay, we've got a cave location, so there's the Aga access puzzle. Just go to Thieves Town, I guess.
Yep, there's Mitz.
Which, stop me if you've heard, this one doesn't change a whole lot right now. What is
No,
that?
yeah,
King's Tomb and Ice Palace?
you know, we get to do a really nasty ice palace. You know, when Midna's Malevolence walks over to Pod, sees that Bombus, and goes, "Eh, bleh." But yeah,
And Masakuni is about to be in for a very unfortunate surprise.
talk about Mirrorless Smith Chain, which is already reared its ugly head, I think, twice in Invitational. So you know, don't want to wish that juju on anyone. Yeah, and poor Masakuni having to traverse all of this backwards, so this is going to be a little bit extra time there.
Yeah, not only the backtrack, but has already taken another heart's worth of damage in the doing of it.
But yeah, to be fair, honestly,
Oh,
like,
that was the book on Bumper.
yeah, and and I'm sure that combo, that high five of, oh well, there's book, oh well, there's cape.
Mm-hmm. Very timely.
Armalex, my brother in Christ, please get a sword and a lamp. Yeah, lamp was made in Mildorm Cave, so we're gonna about to get that. Yeah, Arm, I respect the YOLO, but this.
I respect it, but this really does not have to happen.
Yeah, this can be avoided. This is not one of those things you have to do. Poor Masakuni. And honestly, again, I think this is fine, right? Like, you know, all things considered, go get your sword. Like, you found things. You kind of know what you, like, you have all the puzzle pieces of Midna's Malevolence. So they're about to be like, yep, let's go. Hopefully they go get that, you know, kind of piece together what's coming, what's next. I don't know if Professor Pixie mimic clips, but realistically, you see the Bombos, and then I think the gears will turn, and they'll at least know also what to do, I think, so.
I'm not sure that Midness has seen that book on Bumper.
Yeah.
Which is all the more reason why I think we're going to see the Ice Palace play fairly imminently.
Yeah. Yeah, my team said before to Arm, just die. They were like, we're not going to make you suffer on comms, and this is, in fact, making me suffer
Your
on...
teammates are liars.
Yeah, my teammates are I'm going to need a break.
Which is fine, because I spent Seed 1 of my own co-op AD lying to my teammate. In fairness, there was a reason, but... Okay, so Karma has the book, and is not anywhere close to using it. Masakuni does have that sword. Pixie knows about the Bombos Medallion. Masakuni's going to go get it, and then we'll see what's going to happen.
I think Masakuni probably saying, let me get this Bombos. Like, it looks like the gears might have turned. I'm trying to think of why Pixie's going back.
Arm, if that cricket had continued skittering along, you would have been dead. I don't care that you turned back after the fact.
Yeah, someone in chat let me know when Arm is out of Thieves Town, because I can't take this right now. I'm watching the right side of my screen. I've got my left eye closed. I can't. Yeah, I think Recido, you're right. I think just getting the Thieves Town done, that makes actually a lot of sense.
Yeah, knowing the cape is in there, I think Karma is doing exactly the way I would expect things to split up for both teams, is one person goes and does Aga at this point. And in fact, you're going to have to on both sides, because you're not going to Ice Palace without the Mit's forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
I was going to say dumb things, and then I got halfway through that, and I thought, oh, you know, if I just don't say that and I say this instead, I'm not going to look like a dingus in front of dozens of my fellow nerds on the internet tonight.
I assure you, I've got you covered on that. If you ever feel a dingus moment coming on, just message me, cover me. I got you. I also really like this, you know, again, this health disparity. Karma with 6 hearts, Arm with, you know, none. Also, chat lied to me. He is not out yet.
It's fine, he caped up.
Oh, I would cape back up and wait for Blind to get... Yup.
Never mind. He's out of Thieves Town now.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is compounding on plays. If nothing else now, yes, thank you, chat. I do expect Arm to probably get this book, probably also get the lamp, and then go to Desert Palace. And again, whatever. You can go get your mitts whenever you want to, but yeah, at that point, the split is Desert Palace, Ice. Yeah. My long nightmare is over. This is pain.
I saw Masakuni get wall-mastered there, and I thought, oh, wait a minute, that chest with the compass, this is fine. That was probably just an intentional move into that room, or maybe an unintentional move into that room, and then a quick remembrance of, oh, alright, I didn't have to do this anyway. This is fine. But Midna's is now going to get knowledge of the book, so this is good.
Yep.
Playing footsie with a murder dactyl is a little less good, but this should be okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's got a cape. Well, if I have to use this cape.
I've heard it's possible to die in that room.
Oh! Oh, Masakuni nearly showed how you could do it! Oh, thank God. I am so glad Masakuni managed to avoid that beetle, but yes.
Also, let me take this time to say that I hate the fact that this trick is in logic.
Which trick? The
one that Masakuni is attempting to do right now.
Yeah.
And has done successfully on the third try. The hookshotless skip of the pit in Bumper Cave.
Just a nudge. You know, just squeeze a little bit. You're good. Pixie, be careful. Yeah, right now, I am on Crystal Roller Girl. I'm Midna's Malevolence fan because Arm is making me question my loyalties. So, Cademan, if you're out there, it's 4 versus 2 right now, my guy.
Okay, so Masakuni is going to be the player on Midna's who heads for desert here.
I pray that the tracker just has not updated that ARM didn't go to lamp when I wasn't looking,
He got
because
it. Yeah, he
okay,
got it.
I was about to have a moment. Yeah, I don't like not going to desert. I feel like that route kind of plays itself somewhat nicely, but at this point, this may also just be ARM taking a little bit of time to do Aga Tower and just taking 2 minutes, calm the nerves, do the things.
And it's one of those where you have to do it eventually anyway, and at this
Yeah,
point, just it's not like it's going to split up better having already done Pod.
this is fair.
Karma the first of the 4 to get the mitts, and now what's he going to do? Is this going to be some mirrorless myth nonsense, perhaps?
Oh, baby, please.
That's that's the compelling gameplay that everybody's here for, right?
God, if you needed to go and microwave some hot pockets or something, now it's like, Karma, what on earth are we doing, brother?
Getting the old man save and quit question mark?
It's fine. Gotta do it at some point, but
Yeah, you're only really a screen away from it at that point. Well, 2 because you also have to walk out of the lumberjack tree, but still. You're probably not getting closer unless you make a specific trip for it.
yeah.
Arm having the same trouble with the hammer on those guards that I always do.
Yeah. Hammer hitbox is actually one of my favorite things in this game, as it turns out.
It can cause some very interesting interactions. Like when you're above the moth and facing up and you hammer hit and the moth goes down. Speaking of going down, Karma deciding that he's not skipping leg day today has jumped off the mountain so that he can climb it again.
Wondering if gravity was still in effect, obviously, and yeah, what are we doing? No, no, this is gonna
Spike
fail.
cave.
No, he is gonna be 1 heart short. I already know this. Karma, you are gonna be precisely 1 heart short, my guy. Especially if you take
Especially with
damage
that
like that.
bonk.
Yeah. Nope. Save and quit. You're done. Who told me to do comms for this game? Was this you? Did you tell me to do this, Mind DM?
No, but I'll take credit. See, Ed says we can blame him. So if there's credit, I've got it. And if there's blame, we've got Ed. Easy game. Okay, so those mitts leading to King's Tomb just a piece of heart. Absolutely nothing to talk about there. I am sensing this Ice Palace play is a forthcoming possibility. Now,
Yeah.
Karma's going to need to find some magic if he wants to do that play, but
Well, I think he'll be going to desert at least, where
alright, yeah, he could do desert instead, that's fine.
I think if nothing else, there are no sharp objects there for him to kill himself on, so we're good.
You say that, but Masakuni is sitting here at 2 hearts in the Landmo fight, and having done a little NMG in my time, that 2 hearts can become less than 2 hearts in a Landmo fight in a hurry.
This is fair. Moscone taking this slow, steady, and it's looking good, so don't jinx it for them.
Yep, the spins don't do more than the slashes, but it does push you away with fairly convenient timing.
Yeah, it's like I will take getting knocked away from Octo Rock, as it were. But yeah, okay, so absolutely positively nothing going on here. So
Yeah, it's fine. It's a crystal that you
it's a
get to put on the
crystal.
board. That gives Midna's Malevolence the crystal lead, at least for the moment.
Mind you, let me know when Arm has managed to make his way out of Ice Palace. I'm right screening it again.
Yeah, this is one of those co-op seeds where you start looking at the timer and you say, I've got a dungeon done. How many do you have? 0?
None. Yeah.
1? What time is it? 40 minutes? And you're sitting there saying, an hour and 20 is not that far away anymore, and I'd kind of like to be almost done by then.
Yeah. And to be fair, this seed has been particularly sparse. You're hoping that whatever you find here, I mean, like we've still literally not gotten next to the mountain, which, you know, for all intents and purposes. Oh god, Arm, stop doing this in Pen Gators. Thank you. Thank you. Sure, that works. You're hopefully going to find something here. That will push you next. I thought Midna's Malevolence had checked the front of Escape, but
I think there may be, I thought there was a piece of heart there, but I guess not. I'm just not sure if Masakuni is looking for some kind of additional safety before the Aga play.
okay. I understood you were saying in chat that this might have been, we had to stop here, so...
Ah, that would do it. So we're cleaning up after the partner. That works. And, you know, we don't have a red cane, so it's good old-fashioned Ice Palace Bomb Jump time on 4 hearts. Easy game. First try every time. I think Karma just armed spin speed to hammer these landmos.
Sure. Which I don't like because you should be slashing them, but thank you.
No, you can absolutely hammer them. The problem with arming the spin speed for that is that changes the hammer hitbox in 2 directions at the expense of lowering it in the other 2 directions. And then he was promptly trying to hammer in the 2 directions that he reduced the scope of.
Yep.
Karma taking that Desert Palace crystal. And Pixie is following Armlix into Ice Palace here, so we'll get some more Ice Palace Bomb Jump.
So anyway, this answer is Mirrorless Smith Chain, if I'm not mistaken.
More first try bomb jumps. Man, I guess I need to get back in practice.
Yeah, what? Glad someone else is having to do that today and not us.
No, I already did that today. And the being in practice wasn't even the problem. The problem was eating a firebar to the face afterwards and getting knocked in the pit and having to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
C'est la vie. So let's see. Hammer pegs is a new check. What do we got, Karma? All right.
Cool. Smiley face. Something.
I'm not sure how many... Did we find both or just one item in the front of Skullwoods? Because the flippers were in there.
I know we found the flippers. I don't think we found a second item, so... Arm, this is a sign. Between two items, get out of here. Well, yes, mirror. Get skedaddle.
All right, so not the Smiths.
Not Smiths. I really wish he had bonked that tree for some magic right then. Just saying, haha.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a terrible idea. And we've got Karma, man of the people, gonna give Chad exactly what they came for.
Is this what we came for? Is this... Is that why we're here?
For a fairy in a bottle? I don't know, that's not terrible. You're doing all the pendant dungeons anyway, right?
With how they're playing? Yeah, Crystal Roller Crew could use it. Sorry, I apologize. Putting my own team on blast here.
Okay, Masakuni has Aga 1 down, going to be able to access those mitts. Pixie going to get the bad news, although it did come with a refill attached, so not the worst. Zeph, I'm going to be honest with you. My goldfish brain is still not comprehending why all of these runners keep dodging halfway through Ice Palace. There's got to be a reason. And I'm sure it makes a lot of sense, but my brain's just going, duh, I don't know.
Well, I don't... again, I'm pretty sure Pixie did not get the mirror, correct? We are 100% sure on this?
Heck if I know.
Arm, to be fair, was on 0 magic, and if he kept playing the way he was playing, it was going to be a catastrophe. And at least if nothing else, I think he grabbed the mirror. He saw like Fire On was like, I need out of here, right? And I think honestly at this point it's sort of like playing catch up. Pixie, on the other hand, I think was in the room before Cold Stare. She could have done it, but yeah, missed right side. So Arm did find 3 items, so hopefully we'll go back when he's good and ready, I guess. Arm was for sure out of magic, and I don't think he wanted to try and do that completely with Oko situation.
And the final item was not on the moth.
Well, that makes things a touch easier. And actually nice, too, because Bombos tablet check on the way. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, the answer is... assume you just rush for EDM here, right? But yeah, I think we're looking for this hookshot somewhere.
Is Karma about to land on it in the Skullwoods big chest?
God, I hope so, or we've missed something.
That's an interesting place for the red cane on that Bombos tablet.
Huh. We've got our hookshot. So, yay, finally, we have everything all squared up, ready to go.
Finally some mountain access. It only took 50 minutes.
Finally, my teammate can maybe get over 1 hand worth of hearts. Anyway, really, again, want to shout out trackers, Pi and Lana. Thank you for doing the hard work so we don't have to, because honestly, I'm completely frazzled watching the left side of the screen. So thank y'all for that. Mindy, and thank you for putting me in your fanny pack and carrying me to the finish line this one, because this is giving me mental and emotional damage.
And there's the bow behind the hookshot. Starting to seem like maybe this seed is finally given up. Okay, runners, we've run around long enough now. Now
We've
the
done
playing of the
enough.
game can begin.
Yeah. Yeah, and came and point out the one kind of unfortunate thing here is that hook shot that Midna's Malevolence is going to find here very soon. That they've kind of both converged on this. Will take them away from the mirror for quite a bit longer, since now this is going to be, you know, one of them's probably gonna head EDM. Maybe the other person goes to Swamp, and then they kind of like wrap up from there. But yeah, they can't GT mode Mirror for thankfully.
I don't think they're going to Swamp, Zaf.
Right, no mirror. One tracker, another. Got it. Got it, Toyota. It turns out that item is important. Can you tell the mush has happened?
Doesn't it always? But yeah, we're down to Flute, we're down to Ice Rod. Ice Rod's just gonna be on vacation in TR, as it so often is.
Yeah.
That thing must get frequent flyer miles, I swear, and it just spins them on odds and ends that nobody would ever want.
Or, you know, Ice Rod and Meyer after Flute on Laser Bridge. We're just going for just raw, deviant nonsense.
Sure, that's really just Ice Rod on Laser Bridge with additional steps, right? Now,
Okay,
the
yeah,
additional
fair.
steps are terrible, but that's all it is.
Yeah.
And this Moth and these Spikes are just not playing kindly with either of the Midna's Malevolence runners right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree, video game. He had the swing started already.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Pests were in the high-value variety pack all along.
The one really unfortunate thing here for Karma is that he doesn't have Samaria anyway. That's fine. He's going to be getting information, and he's just going to have to hightail it over to Pod and get his whole bit of everything. Although at this point, okay, bomb bus for TR, good. He's got a very clean path for the next few steps anyway. Go to ice, clear it. Then Pod Eastern. At some point, get your Samaria, whatever. Yeah, I think we also did find Quake at... Well, there's Ice Rod, so...
On vacation up on Death Mountain?
Yeah, right, of course.
Yep.
Death Mountain Swamp Palace.
Oh, alright, it was ARM.
Yeah, it was
I saw Karma coming out of Super Bunny Cave, and I just kind of figured because I was looking over at the other side. Yeah, Swamp, Death Mountain, same thing, right? They both got 6 items.
ARM, just...
The Spexy statue has done really interesting things to the bomb counting meta, hasn't it? You just don't think about it, and then you get there and you say, I'm out of bombs. I don't want to be out of bombs here.
I can't imagine with... maybe it was still fast on the back and forth there, but sure.
Essentially, he saves the flooding animation at that point, which is
that's
still
like-
kind of
yeah.
slow.
I guess we are still not on fast ROM. Yeah, no, that. Yeah, we're still looking for Flute here. We are 1 item from go in our roughly no mode knowledge. And we're doing left side here in Gristroller Crew.
Yeah, I guess you're still not guaranteed that Quake isn't just the Meyer entry medallion, or you're still missing Flute for sure.
I think that we did pull it out. I think that was in the big key chest on ice. I do think we actually do have all 3 medallions. So we are in 100% 1 item go mode what I'm from Go on CRC.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, granted, we don't have much left. It would be, you know, TR versus, I think we had one item left in pot as well, so. One item maybe left in Easterns. Like, you know, we're sort of down to some amount of dregs, but also still.
Speaking of Eastern, it's been so long, the seed has been so roundabout that Karma forgot he's been here. And both of Midna's going to work on the mountain here.
Yeah.
Masakuni pulls the bow.
I'm actually not getting... Doing that right and not getting sucked back down into the stairs. I think between both of our runners, we have found on CRC, we found every other fetch quest here. We found the powder also on DM for Pixie. So again, we have all the small things beginning to add up too with respect to what we could possibly have left. Still missing a shovel, I think, but in terms of the trackable silliness.
And Karma seems to just be kind of casually breezing through all of these dungeons now. Up to 5 clears.
Yeah, 5, about to be 6, which will be nice. He'll get his sort of agglomeration of all his medallions, everything else at a pod. Yeah. I understand the sentiment of trying to burn down the pegs. Unfortunately, that just doesn't work.
Seems unreasonable. They've just been sitting out there in the weather forever and ever. You'd think they would have dried out by now.
Yeah.
Lamp ought to do pretty good.
We came here. We have the ice rod. That was the first item in Swamp for Crystal Roller Crew. I think the tracker's just being slow on the back end. Yeah, we're just on a flute hunt now.
Well, as a wise man once said, the flute is out there. Arm's going to go turn this mushroom in. More of this cross keys player whirlpool nonsense.
Look, they're nice. They take you places. You just gotta use them. Gotta remember they exist. Yeah, I think Arm did die in Dark Maze. We might have still had 1 or 2 items there. But yeah, with that bow that I think he just picked up. Good, he'll get silvers for endgame.
And it looks like Crystal Roller Crew has decided, well, it's either in pod, in which case we can try to make just the one more mountain climb, and there's Armalix also trying to burn down the pegs. So either the flute's in pod, in which case we can save ourselves some mountain climbing, or it's not, in which case we're just going to have to go pull it out of TR anyway, so let's give it a go.
This also, I guess, makes sense too, because he can get the screen pendant turned in while he's doing all the rest of these things as well. So get these dungeons cleared and figure this out, because this will be, yeah, I mean, narrowing down potentially what nonsense we have left.
Masakuni has TR open, but without the mirror to the Cane of Samaria chain happening, which involves dipping ice with no red cane. Not going to be able to go in just yet.
I think Midna's is probably starting to scratch their head. Okay, what are we missing? What do we have next? I think that they probably have to turn in this powder. And then I think the sort of the sad side of, oh wait, we are missing something in ice. But also you maybe back a pod eastern, so that's kind of where they're hopefully headed. Like some combination, some splitting up of that from them. Yeah, because their options are getting really limited at this point.
And I can understand not wanting to re-dip the dungeon that you've already been in, but at this point it's really causing them more problems than it's solving by refusing to go back to the places they've been. So all of a sudden, we're going to have, albeit fairly temporarily, 3 runners in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah. Which at this point, for Armalex, this is some moderate amount of cleanup plus everything else. Karma's just getting dungeons done. Man sees dungeon rewards, get dungeon rewards. Masakuni will be also on the hunt for that. Say might even be Pixie there for a second as well, but I think she's going to wrap up Eastern first and then be in pod. You know, there's also one really egregious spot that did not get checked and will probably have to get done. Graveyard Ledge, I think, was left to some amount of abandon. Thinking of other things, or was it checked? Trackers, please help me.
I thought Arm had gotten there, but I could be mistaken about that.
Okay, so we do have 1 or 2 small things left outside of dungeons, but yeah, we are in the dregs of things. Thank you, trackers in chat. Yeah, I mean, at this point we have the powder, which hoping that we get check soon, yeah, into Graveyard Ledge. But yeah, I think you might be right with the item in TR step.
Yeah, the thing is, for Midna's Malevolence, it's a step that they're locked out of at the moment.
Yeah. If you're a Midna's Malevolence fan, though, I think what you, and even though we're kind of getting to very, very low percentage, I think what you want is actually to try and get CRC kind of really deep into things. I'm just trying to figure out the best and fastest way for them to try and get everything caught up to get back to the mirror, and then possibly to just a really obscure, gross flute that Crystal Roller Crew completely avoids.
At this point, I think we would be talking about a Graveyard Ledge flute then.
Yeah.
It's going to be really difficult, even if that is the case, for Midna's
Yeah.
Malevolence to split things up in such a way that they do get there first, though, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, really, an unfortunate maybe miscounting of items in Ice Palace or everything else from this Malevolence. But yeah, I think, and I hope that Professor Pixie, she's headed that way soon. But no, this is same thing. Yeah. The second half of this seed, though, mind you, a lot faster than the first when we originally saw that glove on Lumberjack and both teams in the 4-heart green blue mail territory with 1.5 swords, 1.5 lamps, and everything else, so.
And sometimes just a hammer and a prayer.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have Karma in cleaning up Ice Palace. Armlix has gone to the mountain.
It's like, I think this is just going. I was like, I don't think we had any items left in Hera on either side, so I think this is just clean up and then find out where this flute is, and then kind of get into the cleanup stage of the game.
So what is that? 6 dungeons aside for Crystal Roller Crew, and 4 and 2 for Midna's?
Yeah, and again, it's just that unfortunate situation with the mirror of blocking them out of just a lot of really good ammunition. Really, yeah, I mean, at this point, just ammunition, but also speeding everything up, kind of just pointing them in the right direction.
So we'll probably finally start getting some new information here because Armalix is the first one of these runners to get to Turtle Rock with all of the necessary items to go in.
With all of the pieces and parts. And only 7 hearts.
That's what Armalix is made of.
It's the ingredient list for an Armalex. Also, thankfully, getting that blue potion, just in case. But yeah, we'll also get... I think, hopefully, somewhere in here there was a heart container. Silver's half magic. No, wait, no. Not half magic. We have not seen that yet. But powder. There was a heart container, thank you. Half magic and floating island. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we had seen half magic.
2 heart containers, oh my god. Just rolling in it now.
Practically spoiling them now.
Armalex, brother, you skipping that half magic for a good reason?
He's a gamer, he doesn't need it.
Have you seen him game today?
For certain values of game, yes? Question mark?
The Merriam-Webster dictionary definition, perhaps. Yeah, apologies for those of you who use proper dictionaries.
I almost had a question I was going to ask you, but I guess I'll ask it later.
Please, by all means, give me something to distract myself from the left side of the screen again. Shimandium, I've got a question for you. We're on the path for new information. We're not quite there yet. Arm is Dora the Exploring the Mountain. We usually get to ask this question for fun people that I'm on comms with, so I'll ask you. How did you get into Randomizer?
I feel like I've got a pretty common Randomizer story. I was bored one day in 2020 because of reasons, and I was floating around YouTube, and I saw VODs of the 2017 main tournament. And I thought, well, I'm sitting here not accomplishing much at work. Let me throw this up on a side monitor.
And that was all she wrote?
And that was all she wrote. I watched that for a few months, and then I played a couple of seeds myself, and then I discovered a guy named Koi who streams at completely degenerate hours then and now, and he has a little weekly race that he runs, and, well, this was before auto-tracking was legal, but I have a goldfish brain, so I wasn't going to run without it, since I knew it was a thing that existed, and I knew I was going to be using it. So that was my intro to a so-called competitive randomizer, and then on around a little before Christmas time, the council in its infinite wisdom finally legalized auto-tracking, and I started playing ladder.
Very cool.
Shoutouts to Dunka.
And also, since Arm decided to take a few more seconds, I'll ask a follow-up question. I know, so this is a shout-out to Moogle Charm, MSU Studio, and everything else. What got you into making MSUs?
Well, I started using Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy VI, as one might suspect from the fact that I used Tina as my first sprite, and then have been a Rydia player almost ever since.
Gotcha.
But I was playing along, and I knew these were things that existed, obviously, because I'd been using them, and I thought, you know what nobody has made that I would like to play the game to? Xenogears. Now, between the time where I taught myself to make MSUs to make a Xenogears pack, and now, someone by the name of JJo36, who is much better at making MSUs than I am, came along and made a Xenogears pack and actually released it to people. So mine exists on my system and in the SD card on my FX pack. I am the only person who has it. But there is a very lovely pack by of the same game by JJo that is out there floating around, available. Absolutely lovely pack. I highly recommend it.
Very cool.
Mine is very, very jank because it was my first effort and I didn't know what I was doing. I was making it up as I went along.
Thank you for that. So we are still looking for this flute and TR by Crystal Roller Crew. At this point, I think it's got to be here. Unless, of course, there's a delightful shovel somewhere deep in this nonsense.
At this point, would we even be surprised?
I
Just
wouldn't be.
one more finger in the eye from this seed.
Yeah, or Graveyard Ledges we still have managed to avoid like the plague.
But Karma's completed his ice. Now he's got the red cane. I assume he's just going to go ahead and clear out Swamp really quick since he's right next door, and it would be kind of silly to leave.
Yeah, or Powder, or... Chat's reminding me of all the things that we, still left. But yeah, at this point, we're at least going to get the dungeon clears, and then between the two of them, they can split up whatever situation this is. Yeah, it was that bottle on top of Spec Rock.
Oh, right, and Karma did flop over in Spike Cave, didn't he? He didn't actually make that check.
No, I think we did get back to it a second time.
He might have.
Yeah, I think he might have bought tickets for the encore, so. God rest his beautiful soul.
Pixie working on phase 2 Helma here with the second sword kinda inaccessible.
Yeah, oh
going for
god.
the spins there.
But she does it, and credit to her for that. Because, yeah, I didn't realize that, yeah, second sword was K45. The third one, which we just found over on ARM's screen, is in, Crystal Roller Room.
Also, way behind the mirror, which is locking the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
Because unless you're someone like P-Trainer Skelly or various other invitational runners, you're very unlikely to be hovering TR to go get it.
Yeah. And there we are. We are now in Go mode on ARM's screen. We just get to figure out which lovely medallion it is for them. I can breathe a small sigh of relief.
And you would think that the seeds finally run out of jokes, and at that point I'll just say in before Tile Room.
It's not... It's not even that big of a joke. I
said it's a joke. I didn't say it was a good one.
At this point, I would say that's Karma, but that's also a player on my team, so you know what? I'm sorry. I'll leave the booth now. I apologize, chat.
It was at that point that he wondered if Begone Pot was secretly short for Begone Potato.
If only. Yeah, so I think Midna's Malevolence kind of getting the bad news of everything that was left, I think, in Ice, kind of given the adventures early from Pixie, so now this is going to be a kind of frantic, oh no, what do we find next? What do we do next, everything else, so... Because they're still looking for a Samaria, an Ice Rod, a Flute. And again, that's sort of like the thing that you said earlier, and I do not envy either any of the runners here today, is the point where you're like, yeah, we're 40 minutes and both teams had a combined 2 dungeons done for each. They're sitting at an hour 20 going like, what more could the seed possibly have thrown at us here? So yeah. I'm being brave, not getting that blue bottle, and I swear if he does not get half magic, I'll be a little upset. But you know what? Sure. Do them.
It's more reasonable for him knowing that that sword is on the way to Trinex.
That's fair. It's one of those, I guess if he's going to get it, he's going to get it either right now or never. So, yeah. He's at least in a little bit of a better position, I think, in terms of health and everything else. So, and to answer chats, it was the bomb jump and hookshot room and Ice Palace. Yeah, it was either running out of health or running out of bombs. I believe when Pixie was down here, she was picking up pots. I'm not sure if she was looking for hearts and or bombs at that point, but I think it was just an unfortunate like resource situation. So yeah, I think she might have been health scared. I think that's right. Yeah, again, you're doing this maybe green, blue, male, 4 or 5 hearts at that point. So. And if you miss it once, then you're taking a heart and a half of damage in that room. So yeah. Again, to the runners' credit, who were both in here early, they did get IPPJ first time, both of them. So it's possible that she could have been able to do it, but yeah, definitely just a low resource situation. And again, Pi make a really good point that even if she had done Cold Stare, then is not appealing. Why is the Musk going to use the hammer? Because the hammer hitbox is absolutely terrifying. And if you're not used to it, and, again, this situation, you take the safety of getting spins to protect your body, and might not be you might not be comfortable managing the hitbox. So, luckily, with some of the mirror checks, they're going to find another sword here soon, K45. So.
Who knows? Maybe there's also one in Graveyard Ledge. This could also be a good opportunity for Masakuni to just go to Swamp. Now that the mirror's in the inventory, you can get the refill for clearing the boss.
Yeah, get the refill, get out. And again, it's one of those things where like Swamp is just like depending on nerves. Like you just had a bad Ice Palace. Like Swamp is just very cozy. Like depending on your MSU, like you normally have like some like dire docks. If you got like a Super Mario 64, like really good music, you just kind of calm down, reset yourself, go again.
Or you can always just be on the large magic decanter in the magic pack that the guards are in, and Moblins are part of the guards pack, so suddenly Masakuni, full magic. Easy game.
Yep, easy game. And yeah, Catastrophe. And the problem here for Midna's Malevolence, right? These swords were locked behind the mirror in either a direct or indirect logic chain. So this is just... And even the one bottle that we had for Magic Extension, also locked behind the mirror. The sea was just really low resource the whole way through. Just a slow and steady kind of situation here.
Karma pulling the flute off of Laser Bridge there. Armlix is in Misery Mire. I was not paying attention when he opened it. I'm not sure which one of those 3 medallions was required, but when you have all 3, you don't worry about it too much.
It was Bombos, because I got to watch him mess around with the Murdered Dactyl for a bit.
It's Barbecued Buzzard Day, is it?
Barbecued Buzzard, my favorite day of the week. Muscoonie here doing Specky. Man, make sure you hug it. Oh, I think... So, you want to... Muscoonie was coming off the wall, I think a bit too soon, and was getting himself on the wrong subpixel with that. So yeah, just be careful when you do that trick for those viewers who have not learned it, not paid attention yet. Hug the wall and then... Yeah, now we're just digging out this big key somewhere in Mire. And with that, there we go. Mind you, that really big sigh of relief when, you know, you can watch your teammates and hopefully nothing else bad happens.
No, because I played both games this week, and this is my first year in League, so I haven't had to worry about that. Well, that's not entirely true, but multi-world tourney's a meme tourney, and I don't really get worked up over it.
That's fair. And to be fair, this is League. I'm not really worked up over this. It's more like... Over the result? No. Over my teammates giving me a heart attack? Yes. Good spooky by arm.
Silver arrow is not supposed to be used on this boss for obvious reasons. At least that's what the developers thought. Then the rando developers came along.
Yeah, I can't imagine sitting there going, all right, damage tables, what do you guys think? 2? 3? Sure. Maybe.
How about 50? 50 sounds good.
50 sounds good, yeah. You went and got better arrows? Yeah, just unload.
So Pixie cleaning up Hera here while Masakuni's working on Swamp Palace. We have the Crystal Roller crew in their final dungeons. It's going to be Mire for Karma and just a quick blitz through the back of Desert here for Armlix.
Yeah. So they will roughly be kind of on the way at the same time, finishing roughly about the same time as you don't want to be doing necessarily in co-op. So, but on the plus side, they can't do the thing which you alluded to earlier, which is you can't accidentally fall in the pig without killing Aga 1. So, yeah, save a little bit extra brain cells and effort on that. I'm really hoping that Pixie ducks a screen left real quick to try and find the sword and everything else. What's going left? Yes. Yeah, I believe the question chat, this is a mix of Trails of Cold Steel, Trails in the Sky, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. Okay.
This is, unless somebody else has made one, this is another one of those JoJo packs.
There is another one out there, but I don't know if it was publicly released. But yeah, I do know that the JoJo pack is out there. I think on the MSU spreadsheet, so...
So we've got the Crystal Roller crew both in various states of heading for GT here.
So I'm gonna do the thing where I'm not gonna say which chest number it is, but which actual chest location. What are you thinking? I know you've already cursed Tile Room. Do you want to stick to that?
Yeah, we can stick to that, why not?
Alright, I'm gonna call Fire Snake.
Yeah, Fire Snake's not a bad room as rooms go.
Yeah, get there. You take some time. It'll go a little deep. Oh, okay. Karma at least getting that that bottle and everything else.
Yeah, choosing to take a safety on the way, it's entirely respectable.
My God, yes, please. Yeah, it's an interesting question, chat. What happened to Midna's Malevolence? The Seed wanted a sequence, and what happened was the runners went past that and basically got into a very early Ice Palace. Armalex was able to dig the mirror out of that, which basically locked your second, third, and probably fourth swords. Because it was very low resources, very low hearts, everything else super early on. And I think just an unfortunate sort of running out of resources on Midna's Malevolence happened. They were in a very good position early on. And yeah, just kind of got a very unfortunate double items in Ice Palace. One of those was the mirror, kind of locking just a sort of plethora of quality of life items, if nothing else, and also the rest of the progression.
There's the shovel.
There's Shovel. Samaria for Midna's Malevolence is on Bombo's tablet. With the second sword that we're aware of is in K45. Huh. Well, what do you know? And now the runners start their ascent. An arm on 6 arrows, so please get some more.
But they're silver, it's fine.
They are, but... You grab, thank you. You know, Landmo, pig...
No, you just stop off and use the powder to refill right before Landmo, and then you do the Yuzu spin. All it costs you is 1 Samaria block's worth of magic.
You're making a lot of assumptions about execution in this game. From my team.
Not your team, huh?
Not today. Not on this blessed Saturday. Okay, now we're getting more arrows. Now we're cooking with gas. This is one of those situations where I'm like, you just get half magic early, you walk into these rooms, you just pull out your fire rod, turn your brain off, play the Doom soundtrack, and just go to town. Yeah, unfortunately, Miss Malevolence did manage to dodge the sword as well, so they're kind of...
And that sword locks the 3rd sword.
Yeah, and as far as we know, the 4th sword.
That seems like a reasonable suspicion, since we've seen basically everything at this point.
Feel like it's reasonable, probably just Meyer Shed actually, but you know, still locked behind those swords, so you know. I actually want to know where that 4th sword is. Arm, grab that magic, I swear to God. Yeah, you're redoing that torch, my guy.
He's starting to get on toward the point where he's going to get to redo the whole tower if he doesn't
Yeah.
get out of this room.
Yeah, I really hope that blue goo is still there, because if woof, oh, yep, Lana, I'm sorry too. Like, I don't think you understand. I am also very sorry. I'm scrolling back now to see if it was mine DM idea to do this or if it was mine.
Okay, Pixie has found the sword in K45.
Okay. You're gonna get at least knowledge of what in God's name is in this this graveyard ledge.
Not a sword.
Not it. Okay.
I was really in for the sword there. I was absolutely hoping that was going to happen. That would have been a lovely, ridiculous place for a sword. Yes, Ruby. Pixie did read Bombos after Swamp Palace, which is why she's come running right back, because this is where the Cane of Samaria is.
Yeah, and to the credit, I was roasting my team a lot. Like, and this is one of the situations where you want to be able to push and you feel confident about your low percent stuff. I apologize. You're gonna get like an hour and 40 minutes in and want to kick me off the team, and I get it. This seed was definitely depending on how confident you are and just depending on how unlucky you get, a bit unfortunate for everything. So here we are at the finish line. Pig, what kind of fun flavor text you got for me today? All right, good. It wasn't an anything about tacos or anything else, burritos. Yeah, I mean the super forced low percent. I mean, again, I think both teams did 4-heart swordless hammer thieves and had a time of it. So and we're getting, luckily for Crystal Roller Crew, to the end. Again, for Masakuni, I think they will be making their way very soon into TR, and we'll get the news once they get through it where that food is. So, and they have the ice rod, so yeah, they're coming close.
Zeph, who's supposed to be carrying who on your team? Because this looks like Karma crossing the bridge first to me. I happen to be privy to him having said that he felt like he wasn't pulling his weight in this team and that he wanted to try and catch up to you two.
Well, get your GGs in chat. We do have our first runner crossing the finish line with IB Karma. I have no idea what happened to Arm. I was watching him do things, and then I was watching him fall into the pit. So, oh, he just fell. All right, yeah.
I think he just jumped in.
Yeah, it just water's fine. Ask him no.
Oh, and Masakuni has found one of those interesting dead rock issues where you kind of get stuck on the dead rock while it's in stone form. Yeah, that's always fun.
On the plus side, he still has 6 arrows, so, you know, we're good.
Yeah, you know, you find enough arrows to get the job done, probably.
Probably. Oof. Alright. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, get your GGs in chat for Armalex. Trudging over the finish line here, in this case after having a fall breaking an ankle. Yeah, and that will be a win for Crystal Roller Crew.
Puts the 2-0 in the bag, the full 6 points for week 1, and we are now joined in the booth by the Crystal Roller Crew runners, Armlix, IB Karma. Good game, boys.
Yeah, good game. Zaf, did we give you enough heart attacks there, buddy?
SpeedGaming chat, I'm getting my one. What in was that?
I figured you gave him a heart attack more than I did. I actually had a pretty smooth game.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten my sword before going to Thieves Town.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I ran out of paper on this desk for you, Chief.
Okay. Well, that one was bad. Ice Palace, I don't think I'm supposed to go to Cold Stay.
No, you're absolutely not supposed to go to Cold Stay there. No.
That sounds horrific. Also, that layout of that dungeon. Dark Pod, I don't know. Maybe I am just like too cross keys brained and was just supposed to bomb jump it anyways.
So I have a question, and this is more for the ordering, which I'm shocked that you, and if I remember right, because honestly it's been an hour and 45 minutes of emotional damage, you did not get the lamp, but you had the... No, Karma had the book first, right? Never mind. I was thinking of like the order of operations where you would have gotten to get the lamp and the sword and everything. I mean, I don't hate what happened with that. I think it was just sort of a combo plate of everything kind of at the time.
Yeah, the seed was bad. There's
The
not a
seed
lot of
was-
stuff in
yeah.
good location.
No, I
Yeah.
mean,
The seed is a literal hot mess. Wish I could say worse about it, but yeah.
I kind of gave y'all a hard time in the booth, but to be honest, the seed was pretty unfriendly all in all, right? Like, the potentially, what you did, right? Like 4 hearts, hammer, no sword, blind, which Masakuni did the same side as well. I do gotta ask, Arm, what happened there on Pig?
I was low enough percent that I was concerned about my fire uses for multiple rounds, and I was trying to beat Karma, so I just got aggressive and took a fall.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was a mistake. If you want me to explain other stuff, like I thought I antilled myself in Paradox Cave. That's what happened there. I didn't check which Molden it was.
No,
Let's see what other terrible things did
We
I
were
do.
racing up GT against each other. It was kind of hilarious if you could have heard it. We were just like,
Yeah.
well, I'm here. And I'm like, I'm literally on your toes. Like, I'm entering the room behind you.
Yeah,
I
Aga
am.
too was in that.
Yeah, I am kind of shocked, maybe just because neither of y'all got the half magic, and really Arm, I thought, kind of given potentially considering one, maybe the unfortunate things that had happened so far in the seed, but going in the go ahead.
Oh, I just forgot.
Yeah, he was.
I was in
supposed
Hookshot
to
Cave and I was
grab
like,
it.
I should do this, and then I just like my Hookshot Cave order was just wrong, and I'm like, I need to go get the heart piece, and I was like, I'm out, and then I remembered.
He was supposed to grab it. I was never gonna grab it.
Yeah, and I mean, Arm, obviously, I think you probably had figured this out too, but like the items you grabbed were for sure hookshot locked. So at this point, y'all had to be like,
Oh,
where
yeah.
in God's name is this hookshot? Okay, yeah.
Well, we knew about where it
What is
was
it?
because I was already in the back of Skull when he got it, I think, and I was like, we had what, just Skull and Mirrorless Smiths, and that was it.
It was Skull, Mirrorless. What was the other thing involved? There was one other thing I thought. Skull, Mirrorless Smiths, and the DM checks. Maybe did I do those?
No, we had
remember
done
the other-
Death Mountain.
We had done
'cause I'd
those
already
early.
done Death
Yeah.
Mountain.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be there, and then you got the fire rod into. Oh, because I had just gotten myths, right, and then I had gone there,
Yeah.
and there was no other myths checks. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That part of the seed, every part of the seed was bad. Everything was bad.
Yeah, no. The seed
It
was.
literally-
Yeah.
It literally opened with hot garbage, having you go into Dark World to get your cape out of Thieves Town, to go back with boots and C-shaped, to go back to do Aga, to go get your mitts, technically it wanted you to go dip the mirror out of ice by either grabbing your fire rod off of hammer pegs or dipping the first chest of pod. Your dealer's choice.
Well, also, yeah, because Cold Stare was Samaria locked with a small key on it,
Yep.
too.
Yep.
I did it in Logic. I stayed in Logic. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, I didn't realize we were playing ethical AD, where we had to stick in logic, because that was why you took the deaths and everything else. No,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, again, it was as y'all found out, the second, the first sword and mirror locked the second sword, which locked the third sword, and we haven't seen the fourth sword. Which
That's not true. You could, in theory, have been in Turtle Rock. Oh wait, no, because the Samaria's. Gosh, I forgot what Samaria.
Samari is locked
Okay.
by 2 swords.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. You just got to go into TR and hover TR without your ice rod, and you're good. You can have 2 swords.
I realized. Yeah, I realized I asked y'all questions. What was there anything of fun or value in the seed, or were y'all just kind of like griping the whole time, like this can't possibly get any worse?
We were just pointing in directions of things and hoping they would get better, and then they didn't.
I mean,
Yeah.
the seed was terrible, but I think the seed being terrible is probably good for us in the long run.
Yeah, I felt better about this one than the ice rod hunt with every location in the world open last time.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair too, right? Like you look at the layout and you knew it was on Lumberjack, and you're like, all right, well, we're not looking really for anything in GT, so the one problem is everything before the world was entirely open, and with the way the seed wanted to play. Yep.
Well, Mirror could have been in GT was the one thing, but obviously you find that and then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I guess it was more at that point too, given what you saw and everything else. Yeah. Mind damn, I talked a lot to give my team a hard time. What do you have for him?
I think we've really hit the highlights. Shout outs to just 2 medallions floating around in Palace of Darkness. I guess that is one. Arm, what was the chatter back and forth between you and Karma when you get that initial Dark World access and you decided to dip Bolus Pod?
I mean, I had to go to like I'm already in Saha for the Pearl. Like most of the walk, like or half of the walk is already done. So whatever. And like, if it's not there, it's not there. Whatever. The other option is that we're both like on top of each other doing Village of Outcasts at the same time. That sounds terrible.
And yeah, that's why I was on. That's why I did the route I did, because I was like, instead of him having to walk back out, I just went from hype up and cleared that because I'd already cleared Zora and stuff anyway, so it really wasn't gonna get better.
Yeah. The only thing that isolates is the locked by 2 items we don't even have, and one of them might be, well, not locked, but, you know, if you are going up to Catfish, I consider Graveyard Ledge Hook locked, so.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can listen back. I gave you a hard time, but the reality is I also know, like, this seed was particularly unkind, like, in some ways. And like I said, I think it was just how things also got split up too, and the location things, like, you were lampless, swordless for odd and everything else, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the part where I had to do no items, lampless, swordless, Dark Cross to get the hammer. And
Yeah.
just kind of like, yeah, I hope that works.
Yeah, when you hit that last bomb, and I think you had 1 heart there, I took my hand off my mouse because I'm on push to talk and took a big sip of something because I figured you were gonna have to come back in. So really nice job actually pulling that out, because I had no idea where you were in that room, and I'm shocked you did.
You know, you just hold up right and you're in a corner, and then you just kind of go down right and you're in the part, and you just wiggle to the middle and you know where it is, and you go left, and then you hope you did it right.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's just the steps, you know? You hope you did it right. I failed it enough times in cross keys, I was due.
Alright, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I got.
This seed was butt.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, I have. Yes, yeah, I would recommend not listening back to it because I might have at one point said that I was leaving the team or asking for someone else to adopt me, but no, it's I might have said that I was on Midna's Malevolence for a bit as well, just giving Cademan.
Oh, I'm listening to this immediately. It's fine. It's
Great,
fine.
cool. I'm glad you're going
It's
out of
too late for
country
me to run an AAD keys.
Yes.
So since the team is sticking together, at least as far as week 2 is concerned, let's look ahead a little bit. Who are you guys throwing next week in Kaz Boots week? Who are your opponents? Do you have matchups scheduled yet?
Yeah, it's actually me and Arm, and Monday and Tuesday night.
Oh, I see. So what's happening here is that Zaf really is off the team. You're just not going to let him play any games.
He comes in for the AAD part, but it's me versus Finch on Monday and you versus Tree Sap Thief on Tuesday, right, Karma?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we're working out the details on. We're playing against Picana the next week, so we're working out the details of who me and Zaf play, just because there's a bit of a time crunch for me there, but yeah.
Yeah, because someone's abandoning us through week 4 and 5, so and partial
Y'all
week
have fun with
3.
Have fun with Spoiler and Champions Ganon Hunt. I think both modes are fine. It's not like last year where if I did this, I could just like leave you dealing with have fun with Swordless.
You mean like I did last year?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
That's exactly what happened.
So the thing with Zap, Zap's not playing the first 2 weeks, but I think he starts playing week 3, and I don't think he gets a week off after that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's honestly what I wanted anyway. I had wanted Kaz Boots, but I think just with the way timings and everything works out, this is fine. I say is my dog in hell. The Speed Gaming, there it is. But yeah. I have nothing more for y'all. I will Just delete this
Yeah.
entire text document.
No, you can send it over, please. Please.
No, I'm gonna make a VOD and just go through line by line. No, I would.
You still have to play the AADs I ran last night.
Yeah, actually, I do. You're right. That's what I'll do tonight. So anyway,
Mhm.
yeah, and also Lana was here too, and I imagine, honestly, when she was tracking, she's trying to scout us, for Champions Ganon Hunt, and I guarantee that there is a huge sigh of relief watching the left side of her screen this entire time. So,
Well, I'm the one who played bad, and I'm not going to be the one around for that. So
yeah, we're hiding our strategies. Pi, I am not playing any of the asyncs, mostly on the sheet, because they still are bootless. So.
Oh yeah, that's a fun glitch.
Yeah, no. Also, yeah, Lana, it'll be you versus me, so just fight me. It's fine. No, I'm not kidding. But all right, y'all, GG's. I won't keep you any longer.
Yeah, we'll run off to separate dungeons, and then you guys can finish up. Hopefully, Midna's Malevolence.
I think that they're on the warpath. They're wrapping up, I imagine, sort of soonish. So yeah, GG's, y'all.
GG's.
Alright, Zaf, let's go ahead and take stock, because we've got Masakuni heading for Vitreous here. It looks like Pixie is also making her way toward Misery Mire.
Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, right, like, at this point, they have the information. So, Pixie will beeline it towards Big Key, and, we'll get the GT information. So, yeah, at this point, what Masakuni just needs a couple dungeons left. Honestly, can do wrap up thieves, which they left blind in the cell. They'll get to icebreaker, get to ice really quickly. So this steed will clean up, I think, pretty nicely for them. Pixie will be able to she'll be able to find the GT Big Key and everything else. So yeah. And this is always just kind of one of those seeds too, where it's like, it's so backloaded, and then you kind of find the one puzzle piece that, like, left out of your jigsaw puzzle, was on the floor, and you're like, oh yeah, now everything makes sense, right? So that has not ever happened to me in real life at all.
It's usually not on the floor. I've definitely hidden it under the box lid a couple of times.
Yeah. See, I'm the type, well, I'll do the box bottom and the box lid, right? So, like, I'll stand it up and get a good look at the picture, and I've definitely left a piece just hanging out in there. Yeah. We did also hit the 2-hour mark. I do, again, want to thank SpeedGaming for letting us do this tonight. We're also sponsored by the letter F for all the words I can't say out loud on SpeedGaming. Lana Bean and Pi for the tracking. Appreciate y'all as always. And for my co-com, my DM, I don't think we've ever done this before, and I really do get to appreciate just bantering. Yeah, just getting to hang out, so.
I thought we had done this once during main tournament, but maybe not. There are things that I can't say on Speed Gaming about what I am in relation to commentary, but let's just say that I've commentated with a lot of people in this community in my time, and enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, main tournament was such a time ago, and it was definitely its own ordeal. Like, we might have, but I feel like I'll have to dig it up. I don't know that we had, truthfully. So we might have. 2023 lasts at least 47 years. Every month since COVID and the pandemic has begun has lasted that long for me. So yes, and also the meme. So yeah.
Yep, Masakuni back to ice, the icebreaker, free and easy. Gonna go kill Cold Stare really quick. Still going to have to wrap up thieves as well.
Yep. Yeah, at least if nothing else, they now, everyone has the tempered, has the silvers. It's like, all right, now it's just a matter of.
Now it's time for all the revenge against the fights that you went into with the fighter sword the first time.
Yeah, this is like your stress ball, right? Now it's like, all right, now I just hit the Y button and the B button on my controller to, again, whatever MSU you've got, and just end this. So.
All right, I like this from Masakuni. You've got, and this is why I'm a powder player in NMG, because I know, all right, fine, I'm not necessarily comfortable with what I got, but if I can have full health too, all of a sudden it looks a lot better.
At this point, it's like, it's one of those things. This seed, like we just said, this seed has been gross, right? Like, take a little bit of extra. I don't know if they've got the race room up. I don't even think they care at this point. Like, this is just, again, like, let the Doom music hit. You got half magic, you've got Fire Rod, Bombos. Like, just play safe. Like the end is in sight.
Yeah, this is one of those, the seed was so bad, you just feel the need to assert dominance over it.
Yeah, and I think from as well as I think like both seeds have been kind of gross, and I think Masakuni just with I remember kind of watching a little bit of the first one, like kind of had some like not so fun seeds came in. So I was like, look, give me the ammunition. I'm just gonna take out Cold Stare and the most comfy, just yeah. Yeah, and this is definitely kind of a seed where you're playing it, you just don't feel good. So also props for just kind of having the fortitude, stick it out, get it done, because the end of the seed, even in co-op, like sometimes a little bit, yeah, like you're climbing GT with still limited resources, right? I mean, with like a Pixie, one magic extension, one arrow. Uh, so I think she'll hopefully find one more before we go up, but yeah.
The arrows, I think, is going to be the larger sticking point at the moment.
Yeah, nicely done on that joke, by the way. Even if it wasn't intended. But yeah, I think I don't remember seeing any arrow packs because I think specifically Arm was picking up arrows in the climb, so you'll hopefully find some. Hopefully there's a prize pack that drops it, but yeah.
Oh, okay, so Arm was the one who found Pichu's meme item.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I only noticed because Pixie going through the Stalco's room, I finally noticed where it was.
Got it.
Because I remembered seeing the shovel and double fire bar, but I had just kind of blanked on whatever came out of the Stalco's room. Ah, the hot rod, it makes things burn. It may not be the most efficient way to kill Mothula, but it is the most fun.
It's the most satisfying, right? It's just one of those things where it's like, all right, you know what? You're sitting on the top of the screen. Have a little bit of magic. Have a taste.
So Masakuni, couple of dungeons to go here. Pixie has found the big key, so
She's climbing.
gonna
Yeah.
be reasonably easy to just go ahead and get into the GT there and say, well, we'll just go swing by the big key location and do some climbing.
Yeah. And Moscow will get to run the back of blind. Yeah, no arrows. Yep. Oh, please soon.
Yeah, I think the Zazax and Baris and Stelkos may be in a pack that has some arrows in it. But yeah, first you have to get by the mimics.
Yeah.
And it is one thing that I've found difficult in co-op info share, actually, is kind of keeping mental track of where the prize packs are.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, honestly, we as a team, when we play, Carm and I are looking for Randomizer, but like, all right, call it, hey, this was this. Like, just kind of a really nice drop. But even still, it's kind of like one of those things where you kind of just, after a certain point, have to remember, okay, I need an arrow pot, because otherwise I'm going to be in bad shape. There it is. My god, poor Pixie. She finally got one after the screen and change of dig, so now she's climbing. Masakuni, I think... It's been so long since I think earlier, it's like, yeah, he's at least gotten the top bombed, unless... Yeah, he's done this, so, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he had attempted to take the maiden to the boss room and realized that the bombing hadn't happened, and when you take blind up into the attic, blind goes away.
Yep.
And suddenly Karma is very red. I wonder if he died.
No, that was arm most of the for some of the seed, actually, so...
Alright, now Masakuni gets revenge on the entire concept of Thieves Town. That is Crystal 7 for Masakuni, and one pendant to go, I believe. He did get the moth, still needs Eastern, I think.
I think you're right.
Got through that file select menu too quickly, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I was looking, yeah, okay, still one pendant to go. Got
Okay,
it.
yeah. Really nicely timed magic refill there on Wish Robes. Everything's working out.
I think that's the one prize pack that I have any functional knowledge of this game is guards, which also includes the Wizrobes, are in the magic pool.
Yep.
I feel like maybe this was the seed where the pests, the rats, and mini moldarms and such were in high value variety pack? Question mark.
I'm gonna go with yes. That seems right.
I've only watched some rando today. It hasn't consumed my entire day.
Yeah, after doing comms earlier, watching some and then doing this again, I was like, and even the game that we had earlier had a false start on ZSR. It was like I'm having a little bit of the bleed.
Oh, is that what that racer? I didn't realize that they had attempted to play the first version of that today.
Yeah, so what happened? We had a restreamer come in and we forgot to roll it on tournament.
On the tournament branch?
Yeah, so we had faster on the cross keys, and that tournament had cross keys basically, for their bracket stage, so we're going to keep it in line with everything else. So yeah, a little bit of a mishap there. So yeah, got about 5 minutes in, and Top Life was like, "This is funny. This ain't right." Funnily enough, in Thieves Town, where you would notice it the most, because suddenly it's like, "Oh, it's just moving through this room twice as fast."
Yeah, we're just kind of trotting on through here. This is pretty nice. Speaking of trotting on through, Pixie up to Aga 2 now. I didn't know that was going to double. That was a nice double.
That was a nice double, yeah.
And here's another one of those bosses that you were definitely not supposed to have silver arrows for. Look and see why. If you blink, you're going to miss it.
Just feels good to melt that room and just never have to think about it.
Yep, with that pin catch, Masakuni's going to go ahead and head for GT here. Pixie working on the pig. Phase 2, easy game. Just cape up and do some flashes.
Yep, cape up, hit pig, roast pig, all good. And I'm definitely in the camp of like, no matter what my situation is, like I'm like, hopefully have one extra magic bar. I'm gonna have cape up. Like just make second phase pig so easy. Find a good position, just hold up, slam B down. Just feels so good to kill pig that way. Ooh, that was risky. She's not, yeah.
Yep, nice position for a double to end it.
Yep.
There it is.
Y'all, get your GGs in chat for Pixie from Malevolence. Toughen out the seed. About to cross that finish line. GGs to them. I don't believe, and I can totally understand, I think that they have decided they're gonna skip out on an interview. I totally get it.
Yep, sometimes the seed is just that bad, and when you've brought home the W, you think, okay, I can kind of get into the booth and we can laugh about how awful it was, but yeah.
Yeah. The one nice thing for Masakuni at this point, you already know where everything is. You just gotta climb.
Yeah, no, you don't have to spend any extraneous keys at all.
You don't have to, you don't have to think. You just get to go. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go right to that big key. I'm gonna grab it. I'm just gonna climb. Oh, that fire snake is not be nice. Yup. You got all the small keys you need. Hit A, get your favorite song on.
This is one of the fun parts of making an MSU, particularly one where you have enough tracks to really kind of separate out GT Basement versus GT Climb, where you can kind of upshift for the very end here.
So, alright, I got a couple really good MSUs in mind, but what is your favorite separation of GT Basement versus GT Climb tracks?
Oh man, that's a really good question.
I occasionally get some good ones. I'll give you one of mine. The Breath of the Wild MSU, the music for Basement and Climb, when that climb music hits, and I forget which, I think it's one of the Divine Beast tracks, it hits, it's so good. Like, it gets you going.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't resist tooting my own horn there a little bit. In the index pack, you go from Ginso Goroshi
Mm-hmm.
for GT Basement, and then you hit the Amakusashiki theme for GT Upstairs, which starts with that really low, creepy piano.
Yep.
And just like inject that directly into my veins. It's like, man, you feel like you're going to fight a great and malevolent evil. It's so good.
Ooh, Pie's vote in chat's also really good too. The Hat in Time climb music is some really good climb music.
That is a solid one.
Yeah, unfortunately, my brain was like Chrono Cross. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter because the Chrono Cross music is good, and of the two versions that were out there, one of them had one of my favorite basement tracks. But for me, that MSU just kills it on Pig. So, Fortunately, I had to reset my hardware recently, so I no longer have all my MSUs. Take a good hard long look at them, but. Lascuni. Lammo's done. Oof, Lammo 2 done. Again, get resources up. Also, going back a couple rooms, they're like, no, you know what? I've had enough of this seed. Just bombos. Get me out of these rooms, because like sometimes you've had a long seed, and the Zyzax just starts moving toward like a top left corner. You're like, no,
I'm not gonna go fishing for you up there by that Beamos. That's just not gonna happen.
I don't like you. I don't want to deal with you.
I know how this goes. All of a sudden, the BMO search sprite gets a little wonky and it shoots me 5 times while we're in this corner, and I'm trying to hit this Zazak, and he's just like skating away. He's got the ice skates, and I got nothing.
Yeah, Xkage, exactly. It's like, get me out of this tower, get me out of the seed. At Stardew Valley already on the other other monitor. Like, get me out of here.
And Lana getting all of the good speed gaming links into chat there. This is, it's a volunteer effort by and large. We do it because we love it. If you think you can push the buttons for us and help get items tracked, that is lovely. That is, I've tried it. I'm terrible at it. Please, by
Yeah.
all means, the trackers are the unsung heroes of the show. We cannot thank them enough.
Yeah, I mean, I love being able to sit back, talk with y'all, everything else going on, but like that only happens because Pi and yeah, okay, dude, give him sacks of money. Pi and Lana sit here and just let us get to do that.
$113 on the CR for Pixie. I'm pretty sure, although Karma's is no longer showing, that CRC was 122 across the board.
Yeah, they were tied at 122. But going on, Solana actually did hit that exclam schedule. I don't believe that we have any other Link to the Past for you tonight on Speed Gaming, but I do believe Speed Gaming main has Super Mario Brothers. We got some Super Metroid Randomizer going on. So if you do want to check out other really cool randos, they're gonna be on, I believe, double checking, main and SG3. I think we also have Final Fantasy Randomizer going on right now on SG5 as well. So. Moscone wrapping up Agatu. Just the pig. Just the pig.
One Dragonite enters, no pig leaves.
That was a something weird happened on my screen. Never mind. Yeah, kill the pig. Yep, keep up. Hold up. Slash B.
Just get a few extra chops in for good measure.
Mm-hmm. Like, you only need 12, but some days it just feels good to get 18, 19, 20. Oh no, silver, my true weakness.
And that will do. 4 silver sticks into the pig. Masakuni has defeated Ganon.
Fireworks going off, fanfare. Y'all get GG's in chat. Again, Midna's Malevolence wrapping up on the right side of your screen. This was a slog. Props to both teams for finishing this because, well, I'm glad I wasn't there. Y'all are free from the seed. And chat, thank you for sticking it out with us. Crystal Roller Crew takes it 6-0 this week. And I'm hoping that Kaz Boot seeds are nicer for y'all because this was just unfair. But yeah, GG's. Yeah, please give the runners some love. Give them a follow. They're here just wanting to put on a show for themselves, for y'all. So yeah.
And I can confirm it is something that I can say on Speed Gaming. The only one of these runners to leave a comment in the post-race chat in race time is Professor Pixie, who says, "No more of that."
Yeah. Again, I am biased. I didn't have to play that seed, so I can rest a little bit more easily tonight. But yeah. But Mind DM, do you have anything else that you want to say tonight?
No, I think we've reached the point where we've said the things that we need to say. There's one more day of week 1 of League for both the Invitational and the Open divisions. That'll be coming up tomorrow. I guess we can have a quick look and see if they've scheduled any of that. It seems like we've been doing those later and later lately.
Yeah. Don't think we have a lot of crews signed up for tomorrow, so
Yeah, no channels decided yet, but a lot of matches coming up. There are some teams that really need to get their games in on Sunday, so if you need some more Link to the Past Randomizer League action in your life, by all means, keep looking around here tomorrow. I expect you're going to find some.
Masakuni, welcome in. How are you feeling? We are joined. I apologize. I had my eye somewhere else. How are you feeling after that?
I'm feeling good, feeling great now that seed's over and done with.
Yeah, so you don't have to lie if you're not feeling good about the seed, but if you're feeling good that it's done.
I think more so for Pixie's sake. She really wanted to get out of the seed.
Yeah. I mean, everything about the seed was just kind of unkind, and I think that really, in her case as well, she's kind of got a little bit unlucky with the proceedings of Ice Palace.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, y'all were doing 4-5 heart everything. Like, kind of walk us. Like, what were y'all saying? Like at 40 minutes into the seed, like how were y'all feeling? You know?
It's like yeah, I felt like well, this is open AD. I'm probably gonna have less resources, and I'm probably gonna need to learn how to work with less resources once we get to like spoiler week. So I decided to gun it to TT, and then I got to talking and kind of forgot to open up the bomb the ceiling for blind, and then died there, and I decided I'll come back later, and then it was 5 hearts moth, and I was dreading it, but I didn't know any other play, and then I died to that, and then I died to cold stare, and it was kind of a mess on my end too. Like I'm not like this is like I'm only like 15, maybe 16 races in my racing career so far. I'm still haven't gotten out of low percent bosses like that yet.
And again, like props. One, again, with how the seed was, right? Like y'all were on 5 hearts, right? Like it's really unkind. There wasn't a really good way to get more. So you survived.
Right.
And again, like, and I think, I can almost imagine what happened because we were kind of watching as things like Pixie she found the flippers as you were up and TT attic, and we're like, and we kind of watched you through and was like, oh no. But again, like you managed to make it all the way through, and then again, like hammer blind is not really a fun thing, and you very close as well. So like, the deaths in the sea was just gross, right? Like I totally get just not feeling good about that no matter what, but you did a fantastic job.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did the best that I could. That's just it is what it is. This seed is what it is.
Well, I have to ask, now that you're done with that, what is take a breath. What does the rest of the night look like for you?
I'm probably gonna go grab a little dinner, and then chill till I get tired.
Good. Take care of your mental health after a seed like that. Like, watch us back there. There were kind words mostly said. I not me to my own team, but honestly, again, like this seed was not fun, and I think that y'all did a good job, kind of given just how gross this was. I think there's some really unfortunate small things here or there. So
Yeah,
you really should pat yourself on the back because like finishing this seed out, and getting it done, like
yeah. I'm like yeah, I know Pixie was ready to be over and done with the seed. I was kind of too, but I'm like I don't really believe in quitting the seeds. I'm just not that kind of person. And I mean, if she wanted to forfeit at some point, we would have done that. But still,
Mind DM, do you have any question, Moscooning? Any thoughts?
I guess we will go in with the same question that I eventually gave Crystal Roller Crew. Now that week 1 is over, looking forward to week 2 for your team. Who do you have playing for Kaz Boots, and do you know who your opponents are yet?
myself and Pixie are gonna go for Cas Boots week. As for who we are still hashing out. Hopefully, we can get that hashed out tomorrow.
All right, so the specific matchups to be determined, but yeah, it's the league experience. You go on from one thing to something a little different to something a little different again.
Yeah,
Hopefully the future seeds are going to be better than this one.
hopefully. That's learning experience anyway. Uh, I still had a little bit funny with the seed was kind of wacky and gross,
Yeah.
and yeah.
All right, well, those things said, Saf, I had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of
It's
fun.
always fun to get on the microphone with a buddy and call the game. I'll have to do it again in the future. Masakuni, thanks for dropping by after an absolute endurance seed here to chat with us a little bit. GG to you, GG to Pixie, Armalix, Karma. They're probably already out there trying to get cooled off after this nonsense.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
yeah,
this is the part where we go ahead and wrap things up. Saf,
yeah.
take it away.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals again. But if you've not, followed these runners, followed our trackers, please give them some love. Masakuni, again, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Please give my
My
co-com a
pleasure.
follow as well. I know that he's already done his 2 games this week. So, but yeah, thank you all so much. If you're still here, please give other Speed Gaming channels some love tonight. Be kind to yourselves, and good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Thanks, and GG to your team, Zeph.
Thank you so much. Cheers, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night yourself.